So I have a question for you.
Okay, what is it?
I want to know, like, the freaky stuff that you saw, basically outside of a vehicle, maybe outside of a hotel. How risque are they?
Well, people are low down and dirty, no doubt about it.
You said low down and dirty.
Low down and dirty, and in my experience, the more religious a person is, the more perverted they are.
Ooh.
Some nasty people.
Well, why do you say that?
Because every time I get a case that involves somebody who's not just somebody who goes to church on Sunday, but spends more time there, works with the church, has a position in the church, they get the freak out. They cheat in nasty ways.
It's funny you say that. I know somebody that did do that. And they're there 24/7.
I'm sure everybody knows.
And they got caught. So guess what? And that, so when you say that, freaky, what do you mean?
Well, for example, one case I had, a woman worked at the church in a particular position. She wasn't a priest or whatever, any of that, but she worked in the church. And she started having an affair with the maintenance guy who worked at the church.
Maintenance guy?
Yeah, the guy who took care of everything, cleaned the church,
and stuff.
Did the yard, out the back, cut the grass, all that stuff. And followed him around for a little while, videotaped him, a lot of fooling around in the car. I actually followed them one day where they went from the church that they belonged to another town, like 5, 6, 7 towns away, to another church parking lot where the church was closed that day. They fooled around in the car, had sex in the car in the parking lot of the church. And then the woman got out of the car in her bra and panties to get dressed. And this is a highly religious person.
Oh my.
Get your freak on.
Oh, I guess they did. She was like, I don't care. I'm just going to get dressed. Nobody's here. Now,
I was there.
Well, you were there. So how did they not notice your car there?
Well, I'm far away. I got zoom lenses and so forth.
Right. So I was going to say, there's only one car in the parking lot.
I'm not in the parking lot. I'm in another business way over.
Because in the movies, you see it so much, and they're literally parked, and they're following right behind them. That is so not real. There's no way they would not notice that.
The movie surveillance is garbage.
Okay, so you caught them. She was out there. Were there any cameras at the church?
I didn't look. I was too busy looking through my viewfinder.
So I'm thinking to myself, what about the cameras?
Remember, she's in her underwear, so I was not taking my eye off the camera either.
And then what happened after that?
Oh, well, I wrote the report, gave it back to my client, and he got divorced.
Today, because a lot of the religions,
Well, she didn't want it, but he didn't give. He wasn't like the religious freak. His wife was a religious.
Oh, so
he was just a normal guy.
Yeah, he was normal.
He's like, I don't give a damn what you want. You did it. You're out.
Yeah, because in a lot in ours, like I say, pastores, this one got caught, and you know what? The wife stayed with him. Because if they divorce, in this type of religion, if they divorce, they can't have any activity or they can't do anything in the church.
I see. Okay.
So
strict rules, I guess. That's fair.
Strict rules.
Sure.
No, you're divorced. Nope, you can't participate. Can't do anything in church. Now, if you're the pastor and that's your wife, or he's a pastor, does that mean he can't work in the church?
No. Well, if he's married. Yeah. Right? He's a pastor. Yeah. Because priests can't do it, but I think reverends can get married.
Yeah.
So he can do whatever he wants. But if he has an affair, if the people find out, they're going to come up with the pitchforks.
Yeah, they tried. I don't think it happened, and he's still doing his thing.
I'm sure that the tip jar went way down, or not the tip jar, but what do you call it when you give out money to the church?
Oh, the basket.
The basket.
The basket. Yeah. I don't think they have a basket.
Just understand, you can't go from praying to cheating. It doesn't work.
Well, this guy did, and guess what? Let me just tell you, it was complete. Well, it was admitted, my understanding, and the wife accepted it, and my understanding is that community supported him.
Wow.
I don't think they knew.
Did they supply the condoms?
No. I think it was denial after it was found out. No, I couldn't do that.
Wasn't me.
Not me. Like, not me.
I'll pray for all of you.
Yes, and I'm just like, really? I kind of knew, though, when I met this person, shady. I don't think if I tell you who I'm talking about, you probably know.
No, I don't need to know. I mean, I believe you. I've seen 100 of them through my camera.
But it was strange to me because he admitted someone new got caught, and I think because he's a pastor, that means that he wouldn't be able to do this anymore because he cheated.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are.
I don't know. This is like the every single day in the church,
yeah.
And I know, not from experience, but I know people that are in this church.
Isn't one of the 10 commandments, thou shalt not cheat or something like that?
I don't think they follow those commandments. I think
thou shalt not commit infidelity, or I don't know how they chisel into that rock. But
well, they also too. Everyone interprets what they read differently, even in a text. So, but my understanding that pastor was really not in denial, but he played his case.
So when you get married and you take your vows in sickness and in health, can I interpret sickness as cheating?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
Differently. So.
I just know that it was found that it was factual. It was admitted, and then somehow it got turned around, and he was Mr. Innocent.
Yeah, and remember too, it's not only just the infidelity and the sex and the perversion. They're also cheaters and thieves. Remember, we did a case, an insurance case, and the guy, he led one of those churches. No, it wasn't at a house. It was it was a tiny little shithole, and held like 20 people. It wasn't like a big church, independent church, whatever. But he was in there, so and it was a insurance case where it was workers' comp or an automobile liability case. But he was supposed to be like permanently disabled, couldn't move, couldn't do anything. And we put a hidden camera, and we walked in. We walked right in.
In my handbag, by the way, it was like in my handbag.
Yeah, one of our handbags. We popped a hole in it, put a grommet, and went right in. It was like 10 people in there, 15 people. And so we were totally out of place, strangers. But we convinced everybody that we saw the place, we're new in town, and we wanted to see what this church could offer us. And they let us sit down and be juked. So he was, hallelujah. And
he was jumping up in the air. He's like jumping up in the air, like bouncing. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Needless to say, he lost his insurance claim.
Yeah, he lost it for sure. But, it's that type of church scenario is the same as this gentleman. Very small.
Yeah. So I mean, you have your organized religion, right? And then this is what? I mean, is this like?
I don't know the specific. I know that
just so they want like a tax write-off or something.
Well, no. My understanding is they give a percentage of their income.
Well, a year. On that,
like a year. Like they want their money. There's no basket. What there is you're giving them basically what you.
I'm sorry, I can't give 10% this week. I need to pay the prostitute.
Or pay for his new girlfriend, pay for the new girlfriend. But there's a lot of theft in that. You mentioned, theft and stuff like that. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I mean, crooked as hell.
Yeah. You know what? I knew it the minute I sniffed it out, and I was like, there's no way. Like, there's no way. And the person I knew was like, no, like that. And then when I found this out, and I'm like, I knew it. I was like, I knew it, because he was just, oh gosh, the arrogance and just, like you were saying, narcissistic in our lives. Someone kept saying they're narcissists.
All cheaters are narcissists.
Yeah, they're narcissists. And I said, wow, this kind of labels this person unbelievable. Like, so for me, I was like, wow. I'm like, and then when it was told to me, and I was like, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Yep.
Yeah.
And it was, but like I said, it was risque.
It's always risque. Even the woman originally we talked about who was half naked in the parking lot, she lost her job at the church.
She did. It's that type of religion.
No, this was an organized religion. This was a big church. This wasn't some little house that they were like,
some little room that they were like hanging out.
This is a real church.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like you have the smaller ones, and the smaller ones, I want to say, they're probably even more stricter, and everyone knows everybody and everyone's business.
My client was pissed. I wouldn't put it past them to show the report with her in her underwear in the video to whoever would look at it. You never know.
Well,
Yeah.
things happen. So I guess they get the freaky deaky on.
So pray for them.
So great. All right, well, check us out. Check
Ciao.
it out, ConnecticutPrivateDetective.com, and also on his TikTok, which is CT Private Detective.
CT Private Detective or CTPrivateDetective.com. Works both ways. Ciao.
Ciao.